Give me 1 minute. Now it is. Yeah, now you can start. I'll stop the Tanya Miss.
Right, sir. Ayubowan. On behalf of the South Asian region and the development of its pre-primary and general education, South Asian International Association for Early Childhood Care and Development, in partnership with many leading institutions from India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka, has taken the initiative of organizing a prestigious conference to be held in June. It is a privilege for me to introduce the South Asian Educational Summit 2022, commencing from 18th to 20th June in Colombo, Sri Lanka. We have planned a series of events such as live Zoom interviews, discussions, presentations, and recorded videos. This program, initiated by the South Asian International Association for Early Childhood Care and Development, will certainly benefit the pre-primary and general education in our region. On behalf of the association, may I invite all of you to join with us throughout this series of events and the flagship event in June. The interview today is yet another event planned in advance to the summit. Before I begin, may I introduce my guest. She is Ms. Joyce Pelupasi, Director of Sunshine Preschool Indonesia, founder of 12 Kids Indonesia, a social community for underprivileged children, and one of the CNN Heroes contributors, where they share about 12 Kids Indonesia and how the character building is important for younger age. Welcome, madam. To start with, as an educator, can you briefly explain how you define the term education?
First of all, thank you so much for the South Asian International Association for Early Childhood Care and Development, Mr. Tanaka Kamalgoda, and also Ms. Tania for having me here and for giving me the opportunity to share the knowledge that I have. Education for me is a lifelong process of gaining knowledge, learning new skills, and developing talents that can benefit ourselves, others, society, and the world. That's what I think about what is education.
Short but a very comprehensive answer. Thank you, madam. Moving on to the second question. How do you compare the nature of school education in the past and present?
At 2020, we face a rapid move to online learning. It was unplanned, with no training, no preparation, insufficient technology and internet. And in rural area in Indonesia, teachers they don't even have technology and like computer and internet. Of course, it was hard for teachers and parents to adapt with the situation, but now I see that online learning already become a major part of education, even for early childhood education. In the past, we only think that education must be on site. But now, we like it or not, we have to accept that learning is not only can be done by on-site, but also can be done through online, even for younger age. In my preschool, we even have online learning for baby class. Can you imagine? So that is very different nature of education from the in the past and also in the present.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for sharing the new idea of having online learning for the smaller children in your school. That's a very, I mean, a new idea for us, and we could even in our schools, we could use the same in the future, maybe with your advice and support. Moving on to the next question. When the society is taken into consideration, what are the challenges in education at present? And how should education be changed for tomorrow?
Right now, at present, the challenge, I think, number one is the technology. Educators, especially for educators, that they cannot develop or improve their technology skill. And also for educators and students, that don't have technology or like computer or internet, so they can have online learning during a pandemic. So that's one of the challenges, I think. The other challenge is I see this before the pandemic, that it's the poverty rate. It happens before the pandemic until now, of course. Children who lived in poverty in Indonesia, it's more than 50%. If I read the data, it's hard to get a good education in with their situation. And the third challenge, I think, because Indonesia consists of various race, beliefs, and economic level, and this also happens in the world, of course, many dispute occurs because of the differences of the race, the beliefs, and also the economic level. So before the pandemic, I see that we have to put respect diversity as in our program, even in early childhood education. So respect diversity has to be the important lesson, I think, even in preschool. I think that's the three challenges that I can tell right now.
Thank you, madam. Moving on to the fourth question of our questionnaire today. In the summit, we focus on 21st century skills. We focus on developing these skills through education. Can you please share your ideas, madam?
Okay. You mean why we should focus on those skills?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay. I believe everyone has a specific purpose from God while we are in this world. That purpose should bring good to other people, to society, and to his or her country, and maybe for the world. So in order to achieve that goal, to be useful, in order that for our purpose to be useful for wider society, for example, for the country, we must have those 21st century skills. That is why we must focus on developing those skills in education. That's, I think, why we should focus on those skills.
Thank you, madam. We give more emphasis to develop creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, and teamwork, and also communication skills through education. Can you please explain how we could combine it with the education system and how the teaching and the learning process should change accordingly?
Okay, if I can share, in Sunshine Preschool right now, we use Montessori method that has lots of materials that help our students to develop their creativity, critical thinking, and also problem solving. But what about collaboration and teamwork and also communication skill that you have mentioned in this question? Before working in education, honestly, I worked for a long time in the company, and I was trained to have those skills, to have collaboration, teamwork, and also communication skill. This company is different sector. It's not a education sector. It's totally different sector with education. So because I got that experience from the company, I used the method that the company trained me, and then I implement that in our preschool, and of course I have to modify it first. For example, one day the company sent me to have a project presentation in front of countries from 5 continents, and to do that I have to, I need to have communication skills. One of the skills that I need to make the presentation. And in our preschool, right now we also ask students to do small projects and with their team, and then they have to present it in front of the class. Even for 3 years old, we do that. Of course, for 3 until 4 years, they still need from teachers. Sometimes they sit in front of the class and then they say nothing, So the teachers has to ask her questions so he can answer a question in front of the class. But to be able in front of the class, it needs self-confidence. Yeah. And when we put those skills first, I think for the teachers, for all the educators, when we put those skills, when we teach those skills, first we also have to have that skills. Yeah. If we want to develop creativity in children, in students, we also have to think creatively, to design the lesson plan, etc. So I realized that our education system must be able to provide skills needed when our students work in the future. So that is why teaching learning process should change for that. Yeah.
Thank you, madam. That was a very detailed explanation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Tania.
Moving on to the 6th question, technological literacy and information literacy are also basic literacy skills in the modern society, as we all know. As you think, how should we develop those skills in children? And is there any age limit for this? And how can we introduce this in the school system especially?
Okay, before the pandemic, we have computer class in Sunshine Preschool from 3 years old. So if you're asking about the age limit, if I may say the experience in Sunshine Preschool, we have that computer class from 3 years old. And during the pandemic, I think students are learning and using technology in the same time. If you do online learning in your school, well, thanks to pandemic, you will develop technology and information literacy in the same time, simultaneously, because students, they will get information by using technology.
I think the smaller ones have become more smarter than the adults with technology today. With
yes, yes. Yeah, they even teach us sometimes and remind us like to unmute ourselves when we teach. We forgot to unmute the Zoom.
Thanks to the pandemic, I think they have.
Yeah, thanks to pandemic. Yeah.
Okay, let me now take this moment to once again give a brief introduction of the series of events scheduled before the South Asian Educational Summit 2022. May it be principals, teachers, entrepreneurs, or any personality who is interested. You're all welcome to make a significant contribution towards the betterment of pre-primary and general education in the South Asian region. Do join with the interviews, discussions, and presentations planned right throughout. Come on, let's make a change. Moving on to the next session of the interview, the query is adaptability to live in a multicultural society, social responsibilities and ethics, global and cultural awareness, civic literacy and responsibilities are also considered as 21st century skills. Madam, please share your views as to why we should give more emphasis to those skills.
in Indonesia, we have more than 1,300 ethnics. Well, that makes Indonesia a multicultural country with so many cultures and beliefs. And we also have more than 700 languages. Can you imagine? More than 700 languages. And we have right now six religions. Western Indonesia, right now I live in West Indonesia. Western Indonesians are different from Eastern Indonesians. Western Indonesians, they have light skin and straight hair, while Eastern Indonesians, they have dark skin and curly hair. Sunshine Preschool, our school located in West Indonesia, so most of our students and teachers, they have light skin and straight hair. 5 years ago, I invited one of my friends from Eastern Indonesia to our school as a soccer coach for our students for 1 week only, 1 week only. He is from Papua. You can Google it, Papua people in Indonesia, and you can see what it's like, yeah, Papua people. Papua is one of the island in East Indonesia. And yes, he has dark skin and also curly long hair. He has a long hair and also curly. When he came to school on the first day, students were so scared to see him. Some run away and hide behind teachers, and some even cry. At that time, I was stunned and realized that our students have never received any knowledge about human diversity. Yes, our student learns about countries and its cultures, but never specifically about human diversity. So after that, I did research in our school, and I found out that 95% of our students, if I show them their friends from Papua with the dark skin and long hair, they don't want to play with those children because they saw them as a very different. They have so many questions like why their skin are so black, why their hair are so curly. They ask that questions. So I designed a multicultural learning with one only aim. The only aim is our student can respect diversity. So the aim is also only to respect diversity. The program was very successful, and because of that, our world filled with so many differences. So we must educate our children to appreciate and respect diversity, so that they can care and love others. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam, for combining a real life situation with your explanation. That was more comprehensive, though. Moving on to my next question. How can we develop entrepreneurship, leadership skills through the school system to make a competent leader or an entrepreneur to modern competitive global society?
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Tania, for the question. I really love this question because when I hear this question about when you say entrepreneurship, if it's leadership skill, okay, we are already familiar with this skill, yeah, in the education system in the school. But entrepreneurship, it's different. I mean, it's if I have to manage it in the preschool, I have to, it's also a challenge, yeah, for me to design a lesson plan to develop entrepreneurship. I had one discussion with my friend. He has a business here in Indonesia, and he challenged me actually to design learning process that can develop entrepreneurship in preschool. I was like, wow, it's not easy, for the early childhood, for younger kids to learn what is entrepreneurship. But, to be an entrepreneur, you must have at least 20 skills, and leadership is one of them. Creativity, problem solving, communication skill are also skills that needed to be an entrepreneur. So I think some of the skills have already have in the 21st century skills. So when we develop those skills like creativity, problem solving, communication, technology also, it helps us to build entrepreneurship skill. And one day I remember that I created a program, a cooking program. It's not only a cooking program because after they make and decorate the cookie, our students have to sell those cookies to the adults that join the program. Our students, they have to face rejection from adults, from customers that don't want to buy the cookies. For older student that they can understand, but for younger students, they can cry, for 3 to 5 years old. If you reject to buy the cookies from them, they will cry. So what I think is, if we want to develop entrepreneurship in children, we need to add at least marketing skill, selling skill, like that, marketing skill in the 21st century skill.
Yes, I think that's something new, that a new idea that we could introduce in our preschools here in Sri Lanka as well. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much for sharing that idea.
Thank you very much, Ms. Tanya.
Okay, we have already discussed in detail about the 21st century skills. Madam, do you find the schools in your country have given priority to develop these 21st century skills, or should we change the education system focusing on those skills?
If I see the data in Indonesia, I think it's 45%. We have private school for 45%, and then around 55% are the government schools. I think most of the private school in Indonesia have given the priority for those skills, or if they are not right now, I think that's easily for them to adapt to be able to develop those skills. But I think for the government school, it's the challenge. It's challenging. So I think, yes, we have to make the education system focus on those goals. But I'm thinking about, if we live or work in an urban area, those skills are important. But how about if the area is remote? It's going to be difficult to implement this. For example, I went to Maluku, East Indonesia, last 3 years, and I teach children to develop their critical thinking and to be more creative. But then their parents say that the most important thing is for their children to catch a fish to eat. They don't even think that critical thinking. What is a critical thinking? What is creativity? It's not important for my child. What I think the important thing is that my child can catch a fish. They can go to sea, and then they, catch a fish to eat. So it's going to be hard, to implement those skills in the rural area. But in general, I think yes. I think I totally agree that we should make the education system focus on those goals. But in the same time, we also have to look at the culture, way of living, the economic situation that can be challenging for us to develop those skills.
Yes, exactly. Next, it's KSAM, which is also a new approach to education. It focuses in developing knowledge, skills, attitudes, and mindset. Madam, please explain this model from your perspective.
Okay, actually, when I designed the multicultural learning program to develop the respect diversity in preschool, I used this approach because I realized when I saw the students cannot, they are scared when they see someone is very different with them. I realized that children must have the knowledge first. They are not able to respect diversity because they don't have the knowledge. So yes, knowledge, if you mention KSAM, is knowledge, K as skills, attitude, and mindset, right? KSAM. So yes, the first one, we must give the knowledge first to, let's say for me, when I developed respect diversity, I realized that children must have the knowledge about human similarities and human differences first, before they develop the skill. And then they have, after they develop the skill, they have the right attitude. And finally, after they can, after they can have, developed skills, and then they have they do right attitude, they can have positive mindset. The positive mindset to respect diversity, because diversity makes this world beautiful. That's the positive mindset. The aim of the project, the aim of the program.
Yes, I totally agree with your answer, madam. Thank you so much. Moving on to the last question of our questionnaire today. It's again about KSAM. KSAM model emphasizes mindset and paradigm. It simply says how the students perceive the world. Why do you think this is important for the success of their life and the consistency of the global society?
Okay, once again, after we give, I really like this approach, Ms. Tania, KSAM approach, because after we give knowledge to our children, of course, our goal that they can use that knowledge to develop skills, follow with the good attitude. And finally, they can have positive mindset about the society and the world. Because what I see is positive mindset is not only a key of success, but also happiness. They can recognize, they can adapt, and dealing with people from different cultural backgrounds in global society. So to be able to adapt very well, to receive, to understand the global society, we have to have the positive mindset, and I add positive mindset.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I think we have come to the end of our questionnaire. Finally, madam, may I seek your valuable proposals to the school system, to educators, principals, teachers, and of course parents, to achieve 21st century skills and holistic development through KSAM in children's education.
Okay, Ms. Tania, as an adult, as an educators, as a principal, as teachers, as parents, we need to be a role model. Yeah, I always say this to my teachers: if you teach children to do something, you need to do the same. If you teach children to have communication skill, you have to communicate well too. Not only in front of the class, in front of the children. Of course, for teachers, it's so easy to communicate in front of children, but also in front of adults, in front of the public. So you can experience the difficulties. You can feel the pressure that children will face in the future. So I think when we are talking about how I'm going to propose to the school system, principals, teachers, parents, and I will say that we ourselves as an educators, we have to be a role model. We need to have those skills first before we teach this to the children.
Thank you, madam. That's a wonderful advice for all the teachers here in Sri Lanka and around the region. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tania. Thank you so much for this opportunity to answer your question.
Well, we have come to the end of our session today, ma'am. On behalf of the association, may I pay my gratitude to Ms. Joyce Pelupesi for sharing her knowledge and expertise. I must specially mention, ma'am, that the ideas coupled with the real life situations have made this session a great success. I hope it's the same for my other listeners as well. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you for sparing your valuable time with us today to share your knowledge and experiences.
You're welcome, Ms. Tania, and also for Mr. Tanaka.
Thank you so much. See you again soon. Bye, Miss.
See you again, Miss. Bye.
Yeah, thank you very much. I also got a lot of idea from your presentation. Now, now our team will edit and upload to the YouTube and give the publicity. Then I am very happy your ideas. And Tanya Miss, we can do a discussion series with ma'am because she's expert in the early childhood education and she has a lot of experience.
Yes, it's a different approach to the interviews, I suppose, because most of the answers are always coupled with real life situations. So they are very much easier to comprehend and it's very effective, I suppose, Miss.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. In the,
thank you.
Yeah. And you told that when you ask from the parents ask to teach how to catch a fish, that is the basic need like that, because the other like that we have to think what we want to do with the kids, so what we how we can develop the children, because when we consider about the Indonesia, we think that it is a very rich country, very high technological country, but all the countries we have to go very technology and with all together, because when we consider about Sri Lanka, our people think that all the problems only for Sri Lanka. Is it correct, Anya?
Yes, exactly, sir.
Yeah, when we discuss with the Nepal, due to the COVID, we had to change our teaching platform. We had to convert to the technology. But our people think that we don't have facilities, we can't do that. But all the countries are same, but they try to overcome their problems.
Yeah.
Then, ma'am, I think as an expert in the ECCD, in Sri Lanka, we focus total development of the children. And we focus 4 domains: how to develop the communication skills, how to develop the cognitive skills, how to develop social and emotional skills, like that. Then I like to invite you to do separate 4 interviews with you. One for how to develop communication skills of the children, early childhood children. What kind of activities do you do? What kind of strategies do you do? What are your experience? Like that. Another into how you develop the cognitive skills. What are the activities do you do? What kind of experience do you have? Tanya Miss, can we do 4 interviews regarding the 4 domains?
Yes, sir. I don't have any idea of how to prepare the questionnaire, sir.
No, I have prepared already questionnaires. I'll give the questionnaire.
Right. I mean, if Miss Joyce is ready for that, I can handle it, sir.
Yeah. Firstly, I'll share the questionnaire. Then we can do how we can develop the communication skills of the pre-primary children, in the Montessori children. Then in Sri Lanka, the one issue is our preschool teachers. Our preschools give the priority to develop the writing skills. But government says that no, don't teach to write. Tanya Miss, can you explain that? Then
yes, I have already explained during rehearsal time, I think, Miss Joyce, because we, even though the teachers are a bit reluctant to introduce the writing part in our preschools, mostly the parents are the ones who force us to do so, because they expect us to teach writing straight away from the lower class, because they have the idea that the children should focus on the scholarship exam that is that will be in grade 5. When they're 10 years old only, they are having this exam, and the parents expect the preschool teachers to focus on that and train the children while they are in the preschool. So that is one challenge that we are facing as preschool teachers here in Sri Lanka these days.
No.
Then when we discuss with you, when you explain how you apply, how you do the communication skills, then our parents will absorb it very easily, because it is a good counseling for them also. Then always when we teach, when we explain to the parents, don't give the more emphasis on the writing, they will not accept. But when you speak about that, when you explain how you develop the communication skills with your experience, I think it may be more important not only Sri Lanka, even for other countries also.
Yeah, yeah. Because maybe parents only focus on the academic performance, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. They don't see when their children will work in the future after they study. If they're smart, for example, I really like this 21st century skill. One of them is a communication skill, because I realize if we are smart but we don't have those communication skills, let's say our grades, our scores in school also always high, but we don't have communication skill, that we don't, we cannot
Madam, you're muted.
Oh, sorry, miss. Yeah.
Then how we can arrange the series? We can do one per week. When you are free, I'll share the question here, and you can discuss with Ms. Tania, and both of you can arrange. I'll give the question here, and I think yeah.
Okay,
then,
maybe you can. What I need is questions for course, so I can prepare it accordingly, and also I will manage the time with Miss Tania. So I also know Miss Tania is very busy.
No, ma'am, it's like on Tuesdays and Thursdays I have to work a little late, so that is why I thought of having the interviews in the morning and then get back to work a little late in the morning is more convenient for me than getting back early in the afternoons. So that is why I wonder whether it's convenient for you and comfortable with you these times, ma'am.
This time is okay, because I have the morning briefing with my school, and then after that I can do discussion with you.
Okay, then we can have the mornings for the interviews. I can get back to work a little late. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'll share the question here. But you can change it as you like. You can add questions, so you can modify the questions. And I think you will be the leader for the global leader for the ECCD.
Oh,
sorry. I thought so.
You will be the global leader. Not only
really?
with your knowledge and experience, we will share for the whole South Asian countries, and you will be the leader for the South Asian countries.
Okay, I become more nervous right now. Okay, Miss Tania and Mr. Kamal Goda, please give me the question so I can prepare it. Before that.
Yeah, I'll thanks a lot for both of you for the association, and I think we want to work together, because we are not only for the Indonesia or Sri Lanka, we are working for our generation, our next generation, for the kids.
Yes, for the generation.
We have a responsibility to share our knowledge, and we can do something from the education. Then our duty is do best to the world, because when you speak, when you do the presentation, it will in the virtual platforms, it will be in the YouTubes. So many people, so many teachers, newcomers will watch that videos, and they will get the good knowledge from your presentations. Then you do the global service. I thanks for that, and I thank both of you for this contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamal Goda, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Miss. See you again soon.
Thank you, Miss Tania.